Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to part 3 of our blue science build. It is a big build. So this was red science, this is green science, and this is blue science, and it's not done yet. We still got a couple more big builds to do in this one. So yeah. So what have we done for blue science so far? So we've got the sulfur and we got the advanced circuits. Now we just need the engines, and then we need a build to actually put it all together into the blue science. So let's talk about the engines. We need 59.6 engines per second. And we've got all the root components. We got iron, steel, iron gears, and steel. So the iron gears and steel are at approximately 45 per second. There we go, single belt. Now we actually need, that's a bit weird, pipes. Engine takes 2 pipes. And the pipe is a 1-to-1. And unfortunately for us, if we look at Mr. Pipe, oh, we could have got it for casting. Jesus, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that? I could have just cast the pipes directly. Maybe we can still do that. Yeah, I could have just... Let's have a look real quickly at this recipe, and we'll switch over if it makes sense. So... so it's a 10-to-1 to create that. And this is a 10-to-1. It's actually a fair bit faster, because this is 2 iron plates, and the pipe is 1-to-1. Okay, so I feel like we... Oh, I see. I could have... That's why I didn't see it, is because this bloody Factorio Labs doesn't actually have a recipe for building pipes using the foundry. That's why I missed it, because Factorio Labs doesn't have it. Casting pipe. Okay. Alright. Well, we're going to do it if we can. Let's have a look. Casting pipe. So, we need a total of 85 pipe per second. So we need to fill up this belt. Okay, that's... Alright, so we're definitely filling up this belt. That's 100% confirmed. We are definitely filling up this belt. Okay, well that's easy then. Well, we're technically overproducing by a fair bit. And we still got some iron plates in there. Ah, it's these inserters. Yeah, probably fix those inserters that still got iron plates on them. Okay. So you are... I always get confused. I look at the crafting speed and then I look at the actual items per second, and it always confuses me. Because they look so similar. So 24 plus 26 plus 21. That should add up to 45, but it adds up to way too much. That's still too high. 18 plus 21 plus 21. We'll get rid of that one. 15, 18, 18. Okay, that's approximately what we want, actually. We went, yeah, 15, 18. If all 3 were 15, then we would be fine. Potentially. Yeah, look at that. We get rid of that one. 15, and then we need 100 each, and this is 225. So we do need another speed module down there. 100, 100, 100. Oh, what do you say? We need 300, and we're getting 299. Isn't that a jib? Oh God. I don't know. What do we do about that? Do we put another speed module on? Do we put another speed module on that to get it up to 300? Let me do the math in my head. Well, maybe I shouldn't do the math in my head because that's going to hurt. But 500 every 32 seconds. I can't use Factorio Labs because it doesn't have that recipe. Recipe machine. No, it doesn't have the recipe, so I can't do the calculations. Let me have a look at my old calculator. I mean, it's not going to tell me anything new, but yeah. Green science, molten iron, 32, 504, prod bonus 1.9, adjusted speed 10. And we say we need 300. Yeah, if we need 300, it says I need 1.01 machines. Okay, you know what? What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to put an extra... Alright, so here's it. Let's do some calculations. 1 speed module and 2 speed modules. So this one is going to take 19.6 megawatts. And it's going to produce enough. Now, if we move this... If we actually just create another one of these... They're each going to take 15 megawatts. So once you've already put a speed module on, you might as well just put more speed modules on. Because we're going to save about 10 megawatts. We're going to lose one of those megawatts to putting more beacons down, but overall, that will definitely a win. I wonder if it would make sense then, because these are 15 each, if I just have 2. Alright, so let's go back. 7.75 each. Wait a second, what am I doing? Oh, I can't put... I could put speed modules on these guys. I forgot to do that. 21. If I take that off and I put that one on, 24. Let's do that. That seems kind of cool, because then what we can do is we can do this. And then we do this. So you're 24, you take 100 and 160. Why? Oh, because I didn't move the modules over. Okay, 160, 160, 356. Okay, so that actually works a lot better. And this one is 777, and this one is 1111. So it's approximately the same amount of power usage. We don't actually save that much, but yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Something went wrong there. That looks kind of jank. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I want to move these guys over here. There we go. Move those over by 1, and then you can do it properly. Yeah, and I know I could put use stacking inserters, but I just like having it like this. I like having these little builds that put it out perfectly all over the place. We do not need this belt anymore, this underground. Okay, so we've got all of our builds correct. We've got space pipes. Why am I saying space pipes? This isn't space exploration. There, we got our pipes. We need 90 per second. Each of these builds is doing a full 45 per second, which is awesome. And now we just need engines, and we need 60 engines per second, but you can put productivity modules on them, which is awesome. So we're going to have a big old build. Now let's have a think about the inputs. So we need 60 per second, which is 2 belts. 2 belts of 45, and we'll just rely on them to back up. Now they need 3 inputs, so this guy is not going to work. This guy is not going to work. We need something more akin to this one. This is not a 3x3, this is a 4x4 though. So, okay, so we're going to have to build something from scratch because we can't copy anything. We could technically have a single row. Yeah, we could. No, we can't. We can't have a single row. Because we need 60 per second output. So we need 2 rows. Okay. 2, 3, 4. So we have a single belt coming in the middle with half steel, half gears. And then we have a belt on either side with the pipes. The pipes are calling. And then we have the output pipe. So we need 100 total. What's 100 divided by 4 is 25. So we're going to make it 26 longer. That'll give us 104 total. That's 11, 22, plus 4 is 26. So we're going to need 2 of these total rows, which is a lot, which is definitely a lot. Okay, so because we got so many machines, I think we should be able to deal with this amount of belting. And I'm actually going to rearrange them because it'll look nicer. No, you need to be like that. Now we've got 100 machines, so I don't feel like I need to check the throughput of these red ones. They should be fine. They should be absolutely fine. Okay, you go in there, and go in there. You are making engines, which I am going to double check. I probably should have double checked because I didn't double check all of these. The pipe, I definitely missed the pipe one, but we caught it before we made the full build, which is great. Gears, we already got. Steel, we already got. Engine can only be made in these ones. Okay, so that's fine. So red circuits we got, plastic we got, blah, 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 blah. So then it's just the blue science, and the blue science can only be made in these. All right, so we're fine. And we can definitely put prod modules in these guys. So then we do that. And 4 speed modules per thing. Looks like we can get 4, I believe. Spidertrons, I need your assistance, please. Yeah, looks like we can get 4. 3, 4, yep. So these guys all got 4. Okay. And then we just need to copy and paste that up the top. Spidertrons, please get out of the way. You are now in the way. I apologize, but you are in the way. And I love, just putting the inserters in exactly the same position they would be, so that when I tile things, there's like less chance. Now the problem is you can't just drag this across, I don't think. Oh, maybe you can. Yeah, because then it starts complaining about the inserters. Okay. Okay, trees. Please get out of the way. And that one. I'm doing this in modules of 2 buildings. So 26. 52. Doubles is 104. And we need 100.1. 100.1. So, yeah. If it was less than 100.1, then we'd be able to get away with only having 25 rows, but it is what it is. Okay. These Spidertrons are definitely packing, although it looks like they've run out of prod modules. Yeah, definitely looks... They've got everything else, but they've run out of prod modules. And I can't continue building after they've gone because I've run out of belts. You got any belts for me? You do. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. Alright, let's grab these. Let's grab these. Okay, Spidertrons. Yes. Spidertrons are awesome. So... Okay, I'm just thinking. So each of these is... I wonder... Hold on a sec. We got 4 belts going in full of pipes in this system. Yeah, okay. Technically, we could have just had 1 row with 52 machines on either side, and we would have been fine. No, we wouldn't have been fine. We would have had 4 input belts. We would have had 2 pipe input belts, and then 1 gears belt and 1 thingamybobs belt. Yeah. So technically, this is half full. This is half full. So we could have 3 belts just in the middle. 1 output belt, 1 half iron gears, 1 steel, and then one pipe. Technically, we could do that if we really wanted to. But then the problem is you have to have weird underground so you can reach across to the 3rd belt and all this weird stuff, which I don't really want to have to mess with. Looks like this. I wish there was an easy way to tell if the Spidertrons were full or not, but I guess they fill up pretty quickly. So yeah, so what that means is that this pipe technically will split up here, and it will, because of, if we had some green belts, then we wouldn't have this problem, but I just haven't got around to doing green belts yet. I probably should have, but at this stage, I think I'm at the point where I just don't care. It's like, it'll save me a little bit of pain, but I still believe in the principle of inputs and outputs. So yeah, right now this belt is half full, which is terrible. But having said that, once the entire setup is backed up, which it will definitely, it should back up at some point. Once it is backed up, it will be using a total of 22.5 pipes per second on this belt, and it will be pushing out a total of 22.5 because it will be splitting. So this belt should stay 100% full. And I think the way the optimization works is this belt will just have no calculations for UPS purposes because the input and output, adding and removing, will be pretty much the same. Okay, I need you again. And this time I'm going to do it. Actually, I don't think we need a bit of this. We don't need the whole thing. The whole thing is way too complicated. Okay, that is a thing of beauty. I never know what the etiquette is with these undergrounds, which one you should make underground. It kind of feels weird. I'm going to actually change it over like that. To be fair, the etiquette of putting the belt right up against the... I feel like from an etiquette point... I know I'm talking about belt etiquette here, like makes a difference, but it is a little bit nicer visually. Now, the problem with this is then this you have to curve back, which is not great. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this entire thing and move it over by 1. And that does disconnect the power a little bit, but we just shift that over. And that amount of etiquette, I don't really care about, but yeah. And then these guys are pretty safe, and then we will actually put the undergrounds over there. And yeah, and we can move this over. I know I'm going a little bit insane, but whatever. It's my Megabase. It's doing 5k SPM. If I want to spend a few extra minutes faffing the belts to make them look absolutely flawless, then I am going to do it, because yeah, I got to go back to work in a couple of days, and when I'm back at work I won't be able to do this anymore. So yeah, well, until I finish work for the evening, but you know what I mean. All right, so we have engines. Each belt will produce 30 engines per second, so these belts will not be full, but that's it. That is it. So, okay. Now let's talk about the next build, because we still need another build to actually make the science. And I'm going to be honest, we will need to make it bigger. Oh, we will need to stretch it out a bit, but it's pretty much going to be the same. You do no longer need, yeah, my English is really awesome. You no longer need to be doing that. How's our power looking? Idling at 1.3 gigawatts. Whenever we turn this on, our power is going to go down the toilet. Spidertrons, do your thing. We're actually sending enough resources just stalling in here for the trains to have to come back and reload a couple of times, which is kind of concerning. Oh, where are inserters going? I thought I turned this around. Did I not turn it? I did not turn this around. Okay. Turn it around, please. So, we're making 83.4 blue science per second, which is 2 belts. So, and I'm out of belts. Tell me you guys have belts. Spidertrons, get over here. Get over here. Where are your belts? Okay, you got a few belts. You got a few belts. You have some more belts. Excellent. Prod modules. We are out of prod modules again. Again. Ugh. How are we doing with building prod modules? Because I'm definitely using them up like crazy. 42, 246, 250. Okay, so we're still pretty well stocked. Still pretty well stocked on these guys. Okay, so you go into the middle. And then you go into the middle, and then you both split off onto either side of the train. And it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And this is blue science load, which is beautiful. All right. So, yep, we're hitting 1.6 gigawatts, and we're probably not doing all that much, to be honest. So yes, my base is in incredible trouble at the moment. How are my angels doing? Angels are pretty well backed up. Well, not on the rockets. The rockets are still not fully backed up, but they're doing pretty well. Angel 2 is not that far behind. Okay, so after we do blue science, we're definitely going to do angel builds. In case you're wondering what the hell is an angel build, so we are going to have everything fusion powered that needs to be. So now this is going to be fusion powered. Now we're going to produce fusion power cells over on whatchamacallit, on Aquilo, and that is going to be awesome. But the problem is, it means we're going to launch a lot of rockets off Aquilo, because each of these fusion power cells has a rocket capacity of 50, which is not great. So we need to get a good supply of blue circuits, rocket fuel, and low density structures on Aquilo, and we can make rocket fuel locally, but we can't make anything else. Are you really out of... Okay. You know what? You need to be upped. 300 and 200. I think I got enough space for that. Okay. Because you guys were just not carrying enough of those guys. You really just weren't. So yeah, we're going to basically make autonomous space platforms, one each for low density structures and blue circuits. They're going to make them in orbit from asteroids, and then they're going to drop them down to low. And it's going to be slow, but the thing is, if we make those platforms, if we make those platforms use fusion reactors as their own power source instead of solar, we can get a ton of power going. Oh, excuse me, I need a drink. I've been talking way too long. We get a ton of power, and we can use this same building, okay, this exact same building for building plastic with 180% productivity, and we can use this building for making red circuits with 200% productivity or plus 100% productivity or whatever. And we can really make a lot happen with not very much. And we can build a ton of blue circuits, a ton of low density structures using similar recipes. And then we just launch them in orbit down to Aquilo, and it should have all the resources it needs to just launch a buttload. And the actual fusion power cells don't take too much. That's not too hard to make, really. I mean, cryogenic plant, can we actually make those with prod modules? That's an interesting question. I wonder, if we can make those with prod modules, that's going to be incredible. Oh, God, we can. We can. That's so beautiful. That is really beautiful. However, that's going to tax... Well, I say it's going to tax the power network on Aquilo, but we're making fusion power cells. So, hello, fusion power reactor on Aquilo. I mean, duh, that's just simple. So, yeah, we're prod modules on the fusion power cells. We can make so many of them, but our major concern is getting them up to orbit. That reminds me, I need a ship to transfer holmium plate from Fulgora over to Aquilo. I want a full-time ship doing that. So we're going to repurpose one of these scrap ships. AC Aquilo holmium plate. I think that's what it needed, right? Holmium plate. Yeah, okay. So here's what we do. We use our magical deconstruction planner, which doesn't deconstruct the cargo bays, but deconstructs everything else. And I know from doing this a couple of times that we need to shave off this, shave off that, and then that's not the blueprint we want. Let's go to the calcite one, just for the sake of it. Aquilo, holmium plate. Okay, doesn't look like there's any irregularities with the location of these guys. Okay, so that's beautiful. So we actually don't need that much more. Well, we need about 5,000 or 6,000 more space platforms as opposed to the 10,000 we would normally need. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so that guy should be... That one's the only one I'm building at the moment. I'm not building any other ships. The Angels are fully built. They're just waiting on resources to stack up. And yeah, then next episode we'll actually start building them properly and actually designing the Angel platforms to send down that stuff. Okay, so back to blue science. We need 168, which rounds up to 172, which if we divide that by 4, 7, is it? 172. It's not 47. It feels like 47. 172. No, it's 43. What am I saying? Yeah. 172 is 43. Okay. All right, my head's going a little bit. Yeah. 104, so 26. So we need an extra 17. I'm not exactly sure how to get this, so I'm just going to step across. Okay, that's good. The beacons and the assemblers have lined up perfectly, which I guess they do quite often, actually. Okay, let's do it again. What do we got? 168. Okay, we're one off. We're two off. Let's do that. That's a bit extra. That's actually a bit extra, but whatever. We'll have a few extra machines. Now, the downside of having extra machines is that if you remember me talking about the UPS threshold of belts, where you want the belts to be 100% full, then technically what it means is that we're actually going to be producing too much science, in a way, because we're going to be taking in enough engines to fulfill 168 per one of these, but we're actually going to have 176 machines. So what's going to happen is we're going to start pulling too many engines, and then we're going to have belts that aren't quite full. But then we got buffers in the assembler, so I'm not sure exactly how much of an impact it's going to take. It's going to have. Have you guys not got enough prod modules? Have I tapped out all of my prod modules? 30. I've tapped out all my prod modules. How many am I missing here? 61. That's not too bad. So if the Spidertrons go over there, they should be fine. Okay. So red circuits will get split onto 4 belts. Because if we have a look at this, yeah, red circuits are the big ones. So red circuits will split onto 4 belts, even though we only technically need 2 belts. But it's one of those builds where we're kind of constrained by the output. We need 2 output belts because it sort of tips over the edge. So technically we got 2 input belts of red circuits, and we're creating 2 output belts of chemical science packs. Even though you've got a 3-to-2, so it's kind of weird. It kind of works out, but at the same way it doesn't. Okay, so you got 54. You each got 54. Okay, get back over here, fill in these guys. Let's do some belt shenanigans. So the engines and the sulfur get merged together, and we need very little sulfur. We only need 1 belt of sulfur, but it's going to get split with the other ones. Okay, it's going to get the sulfur and the engine units are going to get merged together. Yeah, see, this one we're going to have to rely on it backing up. I know, I'm saying like full belts are really good on UPS, and then I'm generating half full belts all over the place, and it's kind of a little bit janky, but yeah, I'm really hoping it just fills up and then it sort of makes sense. But having said that, I do see a possibility that we kind of run into problems. Okay, so we got engines, 60 per second. Are we going to have problems here? So we need a total of 60 engines per second. And we need a total of... Okay, alright. I think I'm doing this wrong. So we need 60 engines per second, which means if we can't just have half of one belt, because that's going to be 22.5 plus 22.5, which is not 60. So the engines need to be done differently. There's all sorts of interesting ways we could actually do this. Yeah, because we really don't need that much sulfur, do we? I kind of want to minimize, but here's the thing, right? We can do splits and we can do halves and we can do all sorts of stuff. I think we need one in here and then these two outer ones need to be halves. I think, because if we make this a half one, then we got way too much going on these belts and not enough throughput on this belt. So, okay. So I think to keep it simple, we split the red and the engines across the outside belts. And then the sulfur can just go down the middle. And it's way too much sulfur to be put on those middle belts, but it is what it is. Okay, so we need the big joiner. We need the big joiner. Okay, let's get the big joiner going. Okay. Well, mouse slip again. Not cool. Very not cool. Okay, red circuits, red circuits. And up we go with Mr. Engine Units. And then sulfur just needs a single belt going down. Ah, no, damn it. Ah, damn it. I don't know how I keep bringing up that menu, but I really do. I keep bringing up that menu. Okay. Oh, we're actually, we're not far enough over. Okay. So how far over do we want to get? I don't want to have dog legs in my belts if I don't need to. There we go. Oh, God. Oh, look at all the pipes. The pipes. There's so many pipes. I'm probably going to screw up the ratios and the belt throughput and whatever, but I'm just going to dump them directly in the machines. Spidertrons, go over here and make yourself useful. I need you to pick up a whole bunch of stuff. Because then at least these guys will auto trash things when they get back to home base. Alright. That's much better. Spidertrons. Oh, it's me. I was actually waiting on me. Okay. Engine units. Okay, since we're holding down shift, it automatically gets rid of those guys. Alrighty. We are on our way. And we're running out of belts. Give me some more belts, please. Please? Oh, I already stole the belts off these guys. Okay, go back over there and get some more, please. And we're just gonna start ghosting these belts in. Again, the belt aesthetic. It's almost like who gives way to who on a road or something like that. Like who gives way? What did I do before? The one going in gives way. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, I'm going to say that the yellow one should give way. Because here's the thing. If the yellow one gives way, it just jumps all the way over all of them. And that's very efficient for splitter usage. But if these three belts all jump over, then suddenly that's very inefficient for splitter usage. So yeah, that is my logic for that. And then we can copy and paste this. And you go down here. And go down there. And then we copy and paste. And then Spidertrons. What do you got? Have you got enough belts? Are you good on belts? Where the hell are you? 500 and 500. Did they actually have 500 and 500? Oh, I always get confused between their storage and their filters, but it looks like they are good to go. Okay, so... Okay, we're currently using up about 2.4 gigawatts. I'm not sure why. These guys should be backed up fully. I guess it's still using the red sort of setups over here. So anyway, let's go see, because we could check this and sort of look for our throughput and see, oh, are we actually producing 5k SPM? But that would be a waste of time, because there's no way we're going to produce 5k SPM, because of course we are going to run out of power. So it is going to go through the roof though. That is going to be pretty sweet. But it's not going to go super through the roof. Yeah, I actually don't understand how we need so little sulfur. I guess. Yeah, I only need 30 sulfur per second, but engine units we need 60, and the red circuits we need 90. So yeah, technically I could just put it on half a belt here. Maybe I should belt, and then we'd have less problems with throughput, but eventually it's going to back up. So yeah, then 83 coming off here, going down into there. How much science are we producing? Are we producing 2k? Which is not bad considering our power. Oh god, it wants 5 gigawatt and I'm only giving it 2. So we've got 40% power and we're producing 2.5k, which is actually pretty good. So that means full power, we'd be producing over 5k. Yeah. All right. Well. I guess there's nothing else to do but to set up the bloody train for this thing. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, actually, let me just hitch a train right out of here. I don't feel like walking back all the way. I could jump in a Spidertron, I guess, and drive around in that. I would do to my remote, though. I'd actually be interested. These guys are not running out. I mean, there is low power usage, so they're not in too out of a shape. But maybe later. We're pretty close to my home base, so I'm just gonna jump off here, and then we're gonna run over and another train. So this is gonna be our blue science train. And I just so happen to have 5 of these locomotives. Disrupting the space-time continuum. So, blue science load until full. Blue science unload until empty. We don't put it in a group because we only going to need 1 train, so it's not really worth it. And job's done. And I always create the trains down here because they automatically get fueled here, and if I create them somewhere else, then I have to give them some other fuel, and I don't carry around nuclear fuel with me, and I don't want to have other fuel in them. Although technically, I think I had an explanation for why I didn't want to put other fuel in them, because I thought it would go over here, and then they'd have a weird mix of fuel and something wacky would go wrong. But I realized that I actually created a little thing that removes any fuel that isn't nuclear fuel. So technically I could put them anywhere I wanted, could dump a bunch of coal in them, they would go refuel, and then the refueling station would remove the coal and put some other stuff. Oh, we got science. We got the fancy blue science. And my inventory is full. Oh, we got the fancy blue science. I'm not what else can I do with the fancy blue science? We could get legendary and railgun. I'm just going to go rocket part productivity. We've been going nuts on the background. Ooh, I did it. Blue circuits. 100% productivity. That's a milestone and a half. So yeah, productivity plus 200% on this guy. It's a bit hard to judge 200%, but yeah, that's huge. That's very huge. 200% productivity on this guy. Why have I got so many pipes? Engines and these guys and sulfur. All of these red science related malarkey. So I got a little setup over here. So as soon as blue science starts coming down from the train, it's automatically going to use it. I do believe, yeah, these will be stacked up fully. What's my train doing at the moment? It's just filling up. The inserters are quite slow because for some reason I'm running out of power. Did I mess up these trains again? I'll still enable the train limit, but it kind of doesn't make sense. I could just turn it off. Okay, so we got the blue science coming down here. Blue science being unloaded, full stack. And yeah, we did talk a little bit about possible throughput problems with having full stacks and having the chests with different things unevenly, but whatever. So that's going to go through. And this belt is officially never going to be used anymore. It's really never going to be used anymore. Maybe what I should do is I should actually be doing the left input priority, and then what we'll do is we'll go over and we'll destroy the blue science setup because it'll be unnecessary. I say unnecessary, it's kind of nice if you want the power back on, the lights back on, then it's kind of necessary to not be using the 5k SPM setup, but having said that, let's just destroy this anyway. I can already see some roboports that are going to go bye-bye when I do that, but that's all good. Roboports going bye-bye is all part of the process. Okay. This build, it looks so awesome. It still looks so awesome. Oh, all these guys are going to be unpowered as well. Military science? We can talk about that in a second. I'm not sure what I actually want to do about military science. Do I want to do it eventually? I'm really not sure. The pipes. The pipes. Always the pipes. Why have I got so many pipes in my inventory? It's because I wanted the legs. I wanted the legs, and I didn't care what it cost me. Okay, let's do it. Trash unrequested. Get rid of all the garbage. Get rid of all this garbage. And all this garbage. Yes, for those eagle-eyed viewers watching, you will notice that I actually have 5 belts instead of 4 in this particular section. That's definitely breaking the main bus, but I needed more steel. And I couldn't be bothered sending steel over to the other side, so I just kind of squeezed it in here. And so far, I've kind of just dealt with it. It's been fine. Yeah, but I needed more steel for all of the builds up here. Having said that, I may not need 2 steel once I replace the low density structures, but I actually haven't gotten around to replacing the low density structures. I still use a ton of steel for this though, for the assembly machines. Speaking of which, how's my acrylo-holmium plate build? Slow as. Why are you still slow? What's going on here? Stopped it now, V's. Okay, you're 100. You're 100. And I got tons. Okay, we got a thing going on here. Oh. I think maybe something happened and it got in a weird state where it was slightly off the orbit or something like that. Okay. Because it looked like it was... Maybe it hadn't fully stopped when I made it scrap ship. Oh, because it was on automatic. Maybe it can't be constructed when it's on automatic or something. I'm not sure if that makes sense. But anyway, it was obviously not paused, and it was obviously still in a weird state. So, yeah, okay. Now things should start be happening. See, we only need 7,000 scrap foundation instead of the normal 10,000. So it's a nice little thing. Okay. So now we can sit back. Look at that beautiful sight. Look at all of those rockets just launching all at the same time. I tell you what, having the cargo part productivity is insanely awesome. And if we go up to Mr. Holmium plate, it's not as impressive to see a whole bunch of rockets landing, but they are definitely landing and they're doing a good job. So it's, oh, more rockets. Look at all the rockets just launching off all in a row. Like 5 episodes ago, before I did all my base improvements, this would have tanked my entire base. Blue circuits would have been dead. Low density structures would have been dead. As it stands, low density structures are probably still going to fall over because we haven't really improved them. But I think blue circuits may actually hang on. Blue circuits may actually survive this barrage of rockets that we're just launching towards the sky. It's looking a little bit weak, but yeah, I mean, rocket fuel is not falling over. What's our blue circuits? It's staying pretty close to the top. Low density is at half. Rocket fuel is going down like you would not believe. Okay, so rocket fuel may fall over first. But we can see, yeah, low density structures are dead. They are completely dead. The blue circuits are at least putting up a good fight and still being mostly full. Rocket fuel, actually 100 is actually good because their stack's so small. So 200, yeah. Okay, blue circuits are finally falling over. They put up a really good fight. They put up a lot better fight than the low density structures, which I haven't even prod moduled or beaconed yet. Because obviously, why would I? Because eventually I'm going to replace them with a foundry recipe. So maybe I should do that. Maybe that's my next port of call, is fixing up low density structures. But yeah, blue circuits, that you put up a good fight. Eventually you did fall over, but look how many rockets we just launched. I mean, that is an incredibly insane amount of rockets. And we almost built this entire spaceship, like half built it in like 30 seconds from the sheer amount of rockets that we just launched. And we are still launching them. Like, we're launching less now. I think we're starting to run out of, we still haven't run out of parts yet. Low density structures is starting to look a little bit, give it another few minutes and these rockets will start falling over due to a lack of low density structures. Or maybe they'll run out because of this. How's up? We're almost up to 8 gigawatts. Look at this. Did I mention that these rockets take a lot of power when they're launching? Half a gigawatt just for all the rockets launching. That is insane. My rocket part productivity, how's that one going? It's going slow as, because I got no power. So my labs are going, that's not a lab. So my labs are going slow as. Also, I'm out of purple science. Why am I out of purple? Purple is the last one to do, isn't it? But yeah, we should see the end of blue on this belt coming. Yeah, so we'll let that blue go, and then we'll switch over to the Megabase blue. But yeah, I had this weird little setup to sort of switch them back into the belt configuration I liked, because otherwise it was going to be hard to just loop in, to just have this sort of little loop in section here if they weren't on the same belt setup. But yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Power is a concern, but we'll have that angel set up soon. We'll have those angel things. So next episode, we will do the angel ships, and then we'll go over to Aquilo proper, and I'll probably disable this science setup and make fuel instead. And once we have, we've got rocket fuel. We're not making a ton of it, but we can beef that up a little bit to make more rocket fuel. These ice platforms are pretty good. So we've got about 10,000, 12,000 ice platforms. So we can do a lot of construction with that. And yeah, very first fusion plant will be on this planet. And then we'll have so much power it's not even funny. Because I think this guy is currently running on 10 megawatts. So yeah, a good 100 megawatts ready to go. Going to be insanely awesome. It's going to be insanely awesome. And let me just double check as well, because something just occurred to me. We need to convert hot to cold. Fluoroketone cold. We need to do this in a cryogenic plant. We can still do this anywhere, can't we? Let me just double check, because that would be embarrassing if we suddenly realized we couldn't do this on Nowvis, but I'm pretty sure we can. Yeah, cooling hot fluor for it. And as you can see, it's a lossless recipe, so we won't even need to ship fluoroketone anywhere. All of them are over. I don't blame you. That was a massive. But look at this. We built this entire ship in like 10 minutes. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Having said that, it did have most of the foundation already. We only needed 6,000 foundation, but sending 6,000 foundation in 10 minutes, we must have launched like 200 rockets in 10 minutes to make this ship. That is incredible. I never imagined my base would be able to shoot that many rockets that quickly without running out. But yeah, it's already getting back on track. The blue circuits are already looking okay. The low density structures are looking terrible. Rocket fuel's looking terrible. There's not much we can do to improve the rocket fuel on this base unless we start using the bio labs. Yeah, if we start using, we'd have to start using the bio labs to make rocket fuel. Having said that, we do not need rocket fuel for science. So I really don't give a crap if it's a bit slow, because we're not going to be launching dozens of rockets per minute off Nowvis in normal circumstances. So I don't care if this sort of tips over a little bit. But yeah, it does have 80% productivity. God, we really need this to back up. We really need this. Look at this massive blue circuit base. We really need the blue science base. We really need this to back up. Because until it backs up, all of these guys are going to be running at full power. And as long as they run for full power, my base is going to be using 7.5 gigawatts, which is 5.5 gigawatts more than it can currently provide, which is not... My base is not happy. It is not happy. These are huge, and these are what my base is capable of providing. This is not what they actually want. They want a lot more, okay? These guys want a lot more. Yes. They definitely want a lot more. Which is probably why these guys... I thought, yeah, they're still pretty slow. Having said that, this belt would be a lot fuller if I had full power. But that's the way things are. So, where's all this iron going? I do not understand. Oh, you're using up a bunch of this. Probably making belts and stuff. I don't know where my spiderlings are, my spider trons, but we're going to move them over there. Yeah. Coverage of the entire thing. It's all good. So there we go. So red science right here, green science right here, blue science right here. It's not actually that much bigger. It is bigger. The footprint is huge. Like the red science build, that's pretty huge. The engine unit, pretty big. And the blue science itself, pretty huge. If we have a look at purple, purple is 3/21, 2/24. So we're actually going to need less assemblers for purple. Having said that, if I look at my calculations, we need 595 rails per second, which is 12 blue belts. So we're going to have to do direct insertion. I'm not exactly sure how we do that yet. But anyway, I think I'm going to go off and take a break from playing Factorio, because this is the 4th video I've done today, and each video has been like an hour or more. So it took 3 videos to do blue science. That's insane. Purple Science is probably going to be like 5 videos or something. What I might do for Purple Science is I will do like a lot of it off camera. Like, we've gotten pretty good at getting these builds going, like the gears and the steel and the pipes. The pipes are calling. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I think I heard it in a movie somewhere. The pipes are calling. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But a lot of these builds, like the red circuits, like I might make the requisite amount of... Jesus. Okay, so Chemical Science Pack requires 90 red circuits per second. Purple Science requires 200 red circuits per second. Per second, 200 is more than double the size of this. According to Factorio GitHub, this entire build is going to require 7 gigawatts. So all 3 of these put together is probably like a half to 2/3 of what. So it's going to be double this, basically. It's going to be double this. So yeah, I was estimating 20 gigawatts for this entire planet. Looks like it's going to land at about 15. So 20 gigawatts is actually a pretty safe margin to aim for. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be a thing. I think we will have to, well, we're going to have to wait we can design Purple Science, but to switch it on is going to be a problem. We're not going to be able to do that. So I think getting fusion working is going to be a priority. Now, having said that, you have produced this much, and my science ship has... It already has 2,000. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to deliver that up to the spaceship, and then I'm going to send that one back, because I'm not quite sure if I have enough to finish this off. So I'll just get the science ship back, get that extra little bit, so we can definitely get this rocket part productivity chuffed off. Alright. And you saw the entire base, as soon as the rocket silo spun up, is using 16.7 megawatts. The entire base runs out of power as soon as that happens. And then as soon as the rocket silo shuts off, the base starts up again. That's incredible. Okay, so AC Aquilo Science. We just picked up a whole bunch of science packs. You go back to Nalvis. And that will be enough to get this research figured off. Definitely. And then we'll go from productivity 80% to productivity 90%, which is going to be a huge deal. Well, 100% will be even better, but 100% is going to take 22k, which is huge. So I'm actually going to just leave it, and I'll get this one to 10 and this one to 10. And then I'll probably start whacking up asteroid productivity. I haven't really touched scrap productivity, so I should probably do a couple of levels of that. But asteroid productivity, I care more about scrap productivity. But I'd still want both of them. Having said that, we're not going to be worrying about scrap for a while. Like a long while. And the asteroid productivity will actually make our Angel platforms really awesome. Like, we won't have to worrying about running out of resources as much if we keep pushing this one up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We are done for today. We are done with blue science. I got to fix up my tungsten build because we finally ran out of this resource platform. We're just going to jump over here and grab this 8.8 million, which is going to last us until the heat death of the universe at the rate we are using tungsten. We've used up a lot of this coal. That's still got a ton. That's still got a ton. So this guy, other than the tungsten, we still got tungsten backed up. I ran out of tungsten at the start of this episode. It's still backed up on the belt because we're using so little of it. Because, yeah, there's not, like, low-density structures is the only research which uses the volcano science. Nothing else really uses it at this point. Yeah, so that's kind of awesome. What are these researches, actually? Damage, range, and speed. Okay, all right. I guess they did have range. I'm not sure if they had range the previous one. I think they did. I think they only had 2 researchers, though. It was probably damage and range. I'm not sure if they had speed. But speed is interesting, because if you put the speed up high enough, then potentially you could actually use it on a ship. And it wouldn't be completely useless because, yeah, the artillery, very slow firing. You wouldn't want to use it for asteroids flying at your ship at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But if you increase the artillery shooting speed, then maybe you'll be okay. Why is my iron falling over? Oh, because the foundries are running at like 10% power. Yeah, okay, I can probably see that. All right, we are done for today. I'm going to do something else today besides playing Factorio. So, thank you very much for watching and enjoying this blue science build. I'm just going to have another look at it over here. It is very awesome. We are close to filling up this guy. And this guy has not emptied out yet, which is good to hear. But yeah, I will be very happy once this guy is backed up and this base can shut down so I can get my power grid back, because yikes, it is nuts. But next episode, Angel platforms, fusion reactors, we're going to hit the power supply properly. We're going to do it properly. And I think our holmium plate ship is going to be pretty well, it's done. I mean, it's completely done. It just needs to build up resources now. And I don't think there's any other ships that I'm waiting to build up. Well, there's the Angel ships. That one's built up. That one's built up. Okay. We're good to go with designing these. We might actually be able to just... Well, we can sort of design it. And we're going to... Basically, we're going to switch this ship over to using fusion power. And we're going to switch it over to being a factory. Having said that, we could build the factory section over here. And then we switch this over to fusion later on. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how we go. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.